Paul McCartney is an absolute master who showcases a clinic on the little things that contribute to creating an awesome bass line. He consistently does this over and over and over again. What's up? I'm Andrew Freed from Bass Freedom, and today we're looking at what many fans consider one of Paul McCartney's greatest bass lines, Silly Love Songs by Wings. Paul wrote Silly Love Songs in response to critics, including John Lennon, I may add, who had accused him of only writing corny love songs, and ironically it became one of Paul's most successful songs, hitting #1 and becoming the top Billboard song of 1976. Unlike typical pop songs, the bass is not hidden in the background, it's Paul. So are you ready? Let's go. We're going to check out this awesome live track. Very happy major key vibe. Ooh, I see Linda. Really bouncy bass line. And Paul on the Rickenbacker, let's go. It's got that different tone with a pick. And of course he's playing it while singing, which, remarkable musicianship. He liked to use flat wound strings. Such a happy song. It's really not a difficult progression though. Really happy. Alright, so let's check out that main bass line. Harmonically, the song is quite simple. It's all in the key of C major and it's completely diatonic. This means all the chords are within the key established. So what makes it solid then? We'll dive into all the little things that makes it great. That's what separates Paul. So check out the main progression here. You'll see we have a 1, 3, 4 progression, just meaning we have C major, E minor, and F major. This main bass line, Paul's playing a bouncy, energetic 8th note type of vibe. These notes are short and punchy, which is what staccato means. In order to achieve a staccato sound, you have to lift the pressure of your fretting hand a little bit, or you can also mute with your right hand. That's staccato, and over the C major, Paul plays a very popular bass line approach. The intervals are the following: the root, major 6th, and perfect 5th. These are the intervals used to create that bass line, and they're in the lower format. Paul's melodic style here clearly echoes the legendary James Jamerson and that Motown sound. The root, major 6th, and perfect 5th in their lower direction. As I said, C, E minor to F is pretty simple. We've got a bouncy sound, but he adds a lot of scale runs and approach notes to his bass line. Instead of just playing root notes, he plays a lot of connecting notes, notes that have movement and transition between chords. The walk up to the E minor chord is a classic definition of approach notes. Specifically, these are chromatic approach notes. You can use approach notes to walk up to certain chord tones of the chord. So in this E minor chord, a classic example of great approach notes is to walk up from the E to the minor 3rd of G. And then you walk back down to our target chord of F. Don't overthink approach notes. They are just simply transitioning notes that add a lot of motion to your bass line. Over the F major chord, he has a combo of playing syncopated root notes or playing this really cool major blues bass line. You could also think of this bass line as pentatonic or even a major triad. But it walks up to the major 3rd of F, which is the note A, and he's outlining the main chord tones of this chord, which is F, A, and C. Really cool, right? Because of the use of a pick, Paul naturally adds ghost notes, which are notes that have no pitch and just have a percussive sound and boost to the bass line. A lot of times people who are keeping the strumming with the pick, when there's a time for rest, they'll replace it with a ghost note. It's not always intentional, it's just natural with that strumming pattern. Hey, if you're digging this breakdown, please give it a like. Feel free to leave a comment below. And if you've learned anything else new by the end of the video, consider subscribing. It's a free way to help me out, to encourage me to want to keep doing this, creating these detailed breakdowns for you, and I really appreciate you. Got a whole horn section here. See how he's just keeping the strumming pattern back and forth? You can really hear the bass well for a live track, right? Paul always does awesome slides. This part's pretty simple. Chill. Building it up. Oof. This will be stuck in your head. Cool bridge here. Some hits. Giant build. I wonder where we're going. Man, I normally break down studio tracks, but you can hear them so well. The most underrated and important thing, in my opinion, about McCartney's playing is his note length. It really goes under the radar. McCartney cleverly uses note length and articulation, alternating short, punchy staccato notes with occasionally sustained notes. It has such a life and a story to it. And if you play the bass line without these variations, it sounds flat, lifeless. This shows just how intentional Paul's dynamic playing is. There's definitely variation within his bass lines, especially live. An extra walk up here, a different fill there. Just it keeps it constantly engaging, and even though it's repetitive. Let's look at the next part where it's pretty chill. Just a break from the happiness before we quickly return, and they have that classic walk up that you'll hear in a lot of music. In the next section, Paul adds some cool slides amidst these whole notes. To be honest, the main bass line is what deserves our attention here, but there's some really cool things happening in all these other parts. Here's the next part. There, when we were building back up, we had some cool little octaves, and then it's the horn section, some solos. It goes to that slower section 5 times during the song. Each time's a little different. If you're gonna ask me my opinion if this is one of Paul's greatest bass lines, I'm gonna say no. It's great, it's fun, it's bouncy, it's energetic. I think a lot of people were impressed by him singing and playing at the same time. It's a great bass line, but Paul's got hundreds of bass lines. I'll definitely have to do some videos on what I think's my favorite, but this is a good one. Hey, if you're a bass player and you get confused when I talk about approach notes or diatonic progressions, then you need Bass Freedom. Bass Freedom is my website, and it's my life's work. Everything I've learned about music placed into a structured step-by-step course. It's not just any course with videos. I break it down into 11 levels with over 400 lessons that starts from the complete beginning and it goes all the way up into the advanced level. More information below. Such a solid band, man. He's always had a solid band. I've seen him recently, a couple years ago, and still rocking in his 80s. I like horns with Paul's music. Fits well. So here's one of these slower sections. You can really hear the flat wounds on the Rick. It's got such a punchy tone. Very different than Chris Squire and Geddy Lee, right? So there's a lot of roots and fifths. Oh. Could you imagine seeing this back then? Oh my God. Let me know if you've seen Wings. And we're back. So those other sections have some cool slides, roots and fifths, just some subtle textural stuff that's definitely worth checking out. So it's pretty repetitive. If we look at the studio track here, it's the same bass line. He really plays it similarly live, besides a couple textural things. I think it's a little more staccato in the studio. You know, it's not jumping around live. Everything again is just building back to C major. A lot of times these fun songs tend to be diatonic, and that's okay. This really is a good bass line. Bass lines don't have to be super flashy to be great. Thank you so much for watching this breakdown. I love Paul McCartney, great bass lines. I got a lot of other breakdowns on the way and that I've done. You can check out one of these if you want to see another one. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace!